So I'm excited to be back today. Not a ton of Mormon news over the weekend. Sam Young's hearing happened in Houston, but no decision was made from that. There was a face-to-face presentation with um, Elder Quentin Cook, along with two historians. And so you should definitely check that out. That's over on LDS.org. And I also have my thoughts on that over on my Facebook page, so check that out. And then I'm probably going to write a little bit more about the former stake president who defrauded people over on my Medium feed. I'm going to write an article about that over there this afternoon, so check that out too. What I wanted to talk about here was something a little bit more abstract. One of the big trends that we see in people who are either leaving the church or who are critical of the church or people who are sort of on a more full society level who are just becoming undecided or not unaffiliated with religion is this idea that we're looking at what should I do with my life, rather than sort of choosing among different paths and saying, oh, I'm going to go this way versus this way, and looking for some external guide to go, oh, here, go. That increasingly we're saying there's no way for us to know which of those is true, so instead I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to try to be myself. I'm going to do what makes me happy. And this is an argument that we're seeing that's really emerged prominently in our society over the last 30 years or so. And anyway, I wanted to talk about how prophets have addressed this argument in the past. Because even though it's new to us, it's not new. And if the Book of Mormon was written for our time, we would expect that these arguments that we're dealing with today, we would see them, and we do. So a couple different approaches that we saw is that Alma is with the people of Ammonihah. So we're in Alma chapter 8 here. This is before he meets Amulet. He goes, and the people of Ammonihah say, we're not in your church. You can't tell us what to do. So it's this idea of, because we're not connected with sort of an external church organization, you don't have any sway on our decision making. And what Alma does in this situation is he just tells them what to do anyway. Yes, they're right, obviously. Just like today when we're preaching the gospel and someone says, well, you can't make us. Yeah, obviously, we can't make you. But what Alma relies on is that the strength of his words, that the power of his words, that the Spirit is going to do the convincing, and that they'll take it in. And so it's sort of the argument, the way that Alma addresses it to the people of Ammonihah, is it's a non sequitur. It's like, yeah, okay, so what? I understand you don't have to, but I'm going to teach you something anyway. And hopefully that you'll see the power of this external path, and that you'll want to follow it to help improve yourself. The other approach, also something that Alma took, was with his son, Corianton. So this is jumping down now to Alma 39. Corianton had been with his father doing missionary work. He's there with the people, and he's just boasting about how powerful, strong he is, and what he is good at. And so he's very much focused internally, just like we're seeing this, just do what makes you happy kind of argument. And then what he does is, rather than continuing to do his missionary work, he leaves in order to pursue what makes him happy, which at this point was Isabel Harlot. And so now Alma is here, and he's responding to sort of this idea, this ideology, these boasts that Corianton had. And what Alma does in this situation is he teaches Corianton the plan of salvation. And the reason why teaching the plan of salvation can work to address these arguments is because it shows that there is value in progress. That the plan of salvation is all about becoming something bigger, becoming something better and greater, and going somewhere. And it creates a sense that, okay, maybe I don't know that this is true, but if I ignore it and hope that it isn't, then I'm missing something. I'm missing all of this chance for progress and growth that's going to be necessary and essential. So that's two approaches that Alma took to this question. And I think as I continue to think about how do I address sort of this argument that we're seeing, just do what makes you happy. I can't, because I don't know what's true, I'm going to pretend nothing is a kind of approach. And I think those are two useful approaches to battling that. And so I think I'm going to sort of weigh those and think about how those might apply to what I'm doing. Anyway, hope that's interesting for you, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.